Alright, good morning. So it's like 9:45 now and I'm back on the trail. I stayed with a trail angel called MJ last night in Superior, and that was amazing. One of the best trail angels I've ever experienced. Um, had meatloaf for dinner last night, had eggs and pancakes this morning. Obviously I took a shower, did laundry, basically, everything you could possibly need. She was really friendly. I met some other hikers there. Alright, I stopped filming because it was windy, but as I was saying, I had a really nice time last night. So thank you, MJ. That was great. Lots of good food, shower, laundry, all of that. I also got some Luco tape for my toes because my toes have been like kind of the limiting factor on how far I can hike, honestly. Um, because my toes have just been getting really like red and raw, and as they like rub against the shoe. And this Luco tape is it's kind of like for blisters, and I just wrapped it around my toes, so hopefully that helps. I don't think toe socks will make a difference because it's not between the toes that it's hurting. It's like on top of the toes and underneath the toes, where it's rubbing on the shoe. So I think this will stop the friction and help a lot. And yeah, so I met like four hikers at MJ's place. Two of them were from Vancouver, one of them was Polish, and another one was from Pennsylvania. And the guy from Pennsylvania, Elliot, is also planning to hike the Continental Divide Trail, the CDT. So that's the second guy that I've met hiking the CDT after this. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully I'll see him on the trail. He's starting maybe a week before me though, so he might be kind of far ahead of me. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's Douglas and Elliot so far who will be on the CDT. I also messaged my friend Alec, hey Alec, who's in Phoenix. He's just going to be in Phoenix like Friday, maybe Saturday as well. So anyway, I'm going to try and push all the way to Highway 87. The trail crosses Highway 87 in like 84 miles from here. Alright, it's been really hard to film because it keeps getting windy, but as I was saying, 84 miles from here I cross Highway 87, close to Phoenix, might be able to get a friend to pick me up, and then I can resupply, which is the main thing, because it's quite a long stretch from here to the next town is basically Pine, and it's quite far away. So I'm just carrying 3 days of food, can stretch it out to 4 if I have to. But to get there in 3 days, to get there Friday evening, means averaging 28 miles a day for 3 days, which is going to be tough because I'm going through the Superstition Mountains, and it's going to be, lots of elevation. It's going to be hot. It's going to be rocky. Um, anyway, going to see if I can try and do 28 miles a day. If not, get there Saturday, and should be able to get a ride into Phoenix and resupply. So see how that goes. See how the next few days go. But yeah. So there's a big rattlesnake up ahead. Oh, it's moving now. I'm decently far away from it. I just zoomed in on the camera a bit. Basically, I was walking along, and it was right next to the trail, like basically on the trail. I'm moving fast, and suddenly I hear like the rattle going crazy, and its head popped up, and it was all like kind of curled up, but like kind of like standing up almost. And I immediately, as soon as I heard and saw it, I like went backwards and just like took loads of steps back. So I don't know, I'm pretty far away from it. Seems like it's moving along. I was gonna go off the trail and all the way around and stay far away from it. I'm still gonna do that, but it's good that it's moved off the trail a bit. It'll make it a bit easier to get around as well. That's the first snake that I've seen like right up close like that. I guess I saw a snake previously, but I don't think it was a rattlesnake. So apparently last night it was really, really windy. Someone said it was like 50 miles an hour or something. Yeah, it could be worse, but it's pretty windy. I think especially if you're in an exposed location, like up on a ridge or in a saddle or something, you'd be really feeling that wind. And yesterday, when I was hiking in Superior, probably around like 5 p.m. or something, I passed someone who was in their tent. It was all set up, basically in a saddle, like kind of like, you know, between two peaks, up high, really exposed. And I remember as soon as I saw the tent thinking like, why would you want to set up there? I mean, I know it's a really nice view, which it was, but like, even with a little bit of wind, it's just gonna be annoying. Your tent's gonna be flapping all night. But if it really was, you know, crazy, crazy windy, man, it would be a rough night. Whoever that was camping there, like, I doubt they slept much, and potentially they had to even, you know, try and pack up and move, because even with like a good tent, if you're camping somewhere really exposed to extremely strong winds, you know, at best you're not going to sleep, and at worst, I mean, your tent can actually start rolling with you in it. I've heard of that happening before. Probably not at 50 miles an hour, but like, you know, if it gets windier than that. Yeah, and I also heard that someone yesterday, someone who got into town this morning, said that they lost their sleeping pad because of the wind. So I don't know if they were cowboy camping and, I don't know, sat up or something and the sleeping pad flew away, or maybe it was strapped to their bag and it flew off. But yeah, it sounds like it was really windy. And you know, that's why every single night, because you know, I only have a tarp and normally I'm just cowboy camping, but I always try and camp somewhere like really sheltered. Even if it's just a very light breeze, it makes such a big difference to how warm you are at night if you're not setting up a tent. Like, you know, if I'm just cowboy camping, even a light breeze makes it way colder. So I usually, you know, set up like in a sheltered area, like behind a tree or some big bushes, or like kind of more down in a valley rather than up in a peak, and sheltered by like big hills or mountains or whatever. You know, you just try and find somewhere, and it's not actually that difficult usually. Usually you don't stay up high for too long, and you can look at the maps and plan ahead. But yeah, that's what I always do anyway. So a really good water source here. I'm gonna fill up now. I have a big climb ahead of me. Well, it's not too big, but maybe like 3,000 feet of elevation or something. And it's middle of the day, pretty hot. So fill up now. Next water is in, I don't know, at least 12 miles, I think. All right, let's see. Do these cows want to move? Yeah, looks like they're moving. So not sure how well you could hear that, but I'm pretty sure those are bighorn sheep. I saw some before, yesterday, but they were like really far away and couldn't pick them up on the camera. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the sound of bighorn sheep. You know, they've got those obviously big horns, but they're like, the horns kind of like turn in like a circle kind of. They look pretty cool, more like goats than sheep, I guess, but they sound like sheep. Basically just looks like England right now. A few cows and rolling hills. Literally just feels like England. Alright, so I made it to the top of the main big climb of the day, and it's about 6 o'clock. There's nice views up here, and I'm going to try and do, well, probably another like 3 hours of hiking, maybe a bit more, like 3.5 hours, bring me to like 9:30. So hopefully get another 9 miles in. That way I'll have about 60 miles left, I think, to get to that highway 87 on Friday. So I'll have 60 miles to do in 2 days, basically. So definitely want to get at least 8 or 9 miles in from here to make it a bit easier for the next couple of days. But feeling pretty good, so just going to eat some food and then power on. All right, so obviously it's already dark. It's like 7:30 now, so I'm gonna still hike for another hour and a half or 2 hours. Um, yeah, see you guys tomorrow.